Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel. Peter likes books, and this is a bookish driving vlog. How are you guys doing today? It is early, you guys. It is currently 11:16 a.m. and I was driving around doing some errands, and I was going to do this video at home, sitting in my chair, and I thought, why don't you just do it in your car vlogging? Because that would make it more exciting, because everything is more exciting in a driving vlog, of course. No, but I wanted to talk about these books that I just finished, because I know that there are a lot of Dexter fans out there. Mel, from my partner at the True Crime Book Club, being one of them. She loves Dexter. She loves the books, the Dexter books, and she loves the Dexter TV show. She's watching the Dexter that just came back, or I think she watched it already. Anyway, she loves everything about Dexter. She got me reading the Dexter books. I honestly did not think that who are they by? Jeffrey Lindsay, I think is who they're by. I didn't think that I would necessarily like them when I first started them, and if you follow any of my channels, you probably know that my husband and I go to Miami a lot. We want to end up having a place in South Florida at some point, and so we go to Fort Lauderdale and Miami a lot. Well, the Dexter books take place in Miami, and so last year, on a couple of our trips down there, like each one, I would read a Dexter book, and so I think I'm like 3 books in to the 5 or 6 book series, and they're really good, and they're very comical and funny as well, but they're also great thrillers and mysteries. And I heard that they're very much like the TV show. So anyway, if you're looking for something new and you haven't read the Dexter books, I would highly recommend them. I am a huge fan of Blake Crouch. Blake Crouch, in the last couple years, is better known for writing dark matter and recursion, and he has a book coming out in July. I believe it's called Intrepid, and they've kind of, whoever does his marketing has like rebranded Blake Crouch, because the covers of his books look fancier now, and I mean, he has a new person doing the art for the cover of his books, and they look great, right? And I loved dark matter, and I loved recursion, and I'm really excited about the next one coming out. Well, I had originally heard of Blake Crouch years ago because there was a TV show on TV with Matt Dillon, and it was called The Pines, and I looked up to see who had written the books that they based the TV show, and it was Blake Crouch, and Blake Crouch wrote a series called The Pines, but I didn't read the books at that time. I just watched the TV show. So I think it was like 2 years ago, I read all of the Pines books. There's 3 books in the series, and they're fantastically done. They're fantastically done. And in fact, I have not read a Blake Crouch book that I would give less than a 4 or a 4.5. I mean, they are all so well done, so well thought out, very scary. So I was looking for a book to read, and I downloaded this book called Locked Doors. I did not know that it was part of a series, so I got into it, and I was listening to it, and it was referencing a lot of like something that had happened in the past, and I was like, was there a book that came before this? I don't know if you've ever felt that way when you're reading like the second one and you're not aware of that. So I looked it up on Goodreads, and it was actually the second book in a 3-part series. What I didn't know is that the 3rd part of the series is like 2 hours on Audible. It's real short. It's just like a tie-up that they like, and I don't know what's happened yet because I'm going to listen to that today, and I'm very excited about it. So anyway, I went back, I stopped listening to Locked Doors, and I went back and I started the first book, which was called Desert Places. So Desert Places is about this guy, and his name is Andrew Thomas, and he is a thriller writer. Like, I would say, kind of like Blake Crouch, or like, you know, a James Patterson, David Baldacci, somebody like that. And he has kind of gotten a lot of money and a certain amount of fame off of his writing. And he gets this, he's going through fan mail, and he gets this letter, and somebody says there's a body buried on his property. He lives in North Carolina. This is all at the very beginning. I'm not ruining it. I won't spoil the books for you. And said that there's a body buried on his property, and he has to call this person by such and such time, or they're going to release information to the police that this body is on. And this body is like of a missing person, that this body is on his property, and there's also blood of his attached to this person, so they're going to assume that he was, and the murder weapon is on this person, so they're going to assume that this person has the murder weapon or something like that. They're going to assume that he did it, okay? So he doesn't believe it at first, and then he goes out in his yard and he looks and he finds this body, right? So then he knows that this is for real. And it's about this person that's a serial killer, that's like a trained serial killer. I don't want to get into how that happens because it's very interesting and you have no idea who this person is, that basically wants him to jump through all these hoops to get his name cleared. And it is probably, like, I did not expect this book to be what it was. Now, I have to tell you what's interesting about this is the second book, the first book is so tense. The last half of it is literally, I don't bite my nails, but it's like a nail-biting book. Like, it is very, very nerve-wracking. The second book picks up, I would say I think it's about like 5 or 6 years down the road. Same storyline, same people and everything. The second book is so terrifying that I sat and the last half of it, like the first half was kind of the build up to it, but the last half of it, I literally drove around the same circle, finishing it, because I was like, I'm gonna finish this book tonight. Like, I have to finish this book. It was so good, you guys. And, I mean, like, they're a little gory. Not a little, they're a lot gory. But not like horror level gory, more like, I mean, it is, I did not see stuff coming. I thought it was like, surprise element was fantastic. And I honestly, you know, like these covers of these Blake Crouch books from back in the day are horrible. The covers are horrible. If I was in a bookstore, I wouldn't pick up these books. And because I was kind of floored after finishing these 2 books, and I just finished another one of his books called Snowbound, which was unbelievable. I mean, this book was unbelievable. It was like, if that book had like a good cover, and it would be on the New York Times bestseller list for weeks on end. It was about this guy whose wife goes missing, and then he and his daughter go into hiding, and then this FBI agent comes out of nowhere, and she says that she knows where his wife is, and they go to like nowhere, and it's like, I mean, you guys, it is so, there's this whole underground story to where she is and what's happened. And I mean, I was blown away. I'm so blown away by these Blake Crouch books, and I honest to God don't understand why he is not getting more noticed. Like, I mean, every book that I read is just like an unbelievable book. Locked Doors, the second book in the series that I just read, Snowbound is a standalone, but the second book that I just read is better than the first one. I gave the first one a 4, but I mean, like on Goodreads, you can only, you can't do half marks. I would have given it a 4.5, but I gave it a 4. The second book was a 5. I mean, it was so good. And I mean, there's even like an emotional element to it, and a discussion of like what family means and what people mean in our lives and things like that. I feel like there are so many authors out there that get so much attention, and then there are authors out there that don't get the attention they deserve when their writing is absolutely unbelievable, and I think that Blake Crouch is one of those people. So if you love Dexter, you'll love Blake Crouch. But I actually think, because Blake Crouch's books are so varied in what they talk about, they're so different, yeah, check it out. Check out Blake Crouch, any of his books. I would recommend the Pine series. If I were going to recommend to you how to read Blake Crouch, though, I would tell you to read it like I did. And that is to go in and read Dark Matter, then read Recursion, then read the Pine series, then read Snowbound, and then read this last series. I mean, it's all out of order, but they're all of them fantastic, and you won't be disappointed, trust me. So anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing, magnificent, fantastic day today. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.